What map? That's the question. Let's have a look at where the veto is going to take us. The process goes Clubhouse, Bank, Border, Consulate, Cafe, Coastline, leaving us back toward Villa. This is the third time I want to say we've seen it in the past 2 nights.
Yeah,
getting a fair bit more play time than what we saw in the previous season of Pro League. I know it's my absolute favourite. If you can hear with all the enthusiasm in my heart.
Look, Villa can be tough to cast, but we had some really good observing of it earlier today. So it's nice fighting for map control is what we get to see a lot of. Now, we did see TBD play this last night against Kanga. They beat them 7-4, banning out Buck and Cade. They were trying to deny that vertical play. Might see the same kind of thing again today. No doubt Sinister with their night off last night were watching that game. And usually these teams are pretty good at guessing where the map veto is going to end up, or they can narrow it down to 1 or 2 games. They end up practicing those maps in the previous weeks leading up to the game. So no doubt Sinister knew Villa was on the cards here. They watched TBD's Villa last night, and they'll be ready for it.
So between these 2 teams, we now go to Villa.
Yep.
You're saying both teams are going to be ready for it?
Yeah, well...
You know where I'm leading, don't you?
Uh-oh.
I don't need to... I probably don't need to ask the question.
Don't pop the question on me now, please.
Yeah, who have you got? Who do you have picked on this one? Because both of these teams in their own right, on their said day, have a good chance here.
I've got to go with TBD, and it is it's the safe bet because it's the bet based on history.
Yep.
But I don't think Sinister has for a very long time, or at least not in my memory, beaten TBD, and I think TBD have come back from their roster changes looking strong, and I think that they can hold on to Villa here like they did last night against Kanga.
All right, well, let's see if tonight is going to be the night that they can take on TBD. You've cast your votes at home, and this is where it lies. You think Sinister can do it. Dev doesn't.
Well, it's all of the...
Masterclass Dev doesn't think that.
I think most of the teams that, aside from Wildcard and Fnatic, that I think are going to end up near the top of the ANZ standings are all currently Orgless.
Yeah,
and Orgless teams just don't perform in the community vote because Team Sinister has been in Rainbow Six for a really long time. Before they had this team, they had an American team. So many Sinister fans going to be voting for them. TBD don't even have a Facebook page. So, yeah.
Rip. Do we do the matchmaking thing?
Yeah. Are you looking for a team? Are you looking for someone to come and hold your heart and give you some Rainbow Six victories? Go and pick up TBD, the team that you need.
Perfect. That's what I want to... I just wanted like a clean cut because I'm going to go and clip that for myself. I'm going to post it so it goes viral. So TBD now have a pitch for themselves. But ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, we are getting on into this match. Dev is red-faced right now. But will TBD? That's the question. Can Sinister pull out a result against this team? It hasn't really been done in recent history to our mind. But this is where it can. The server, the beautiful Villa that is not my favorite map.
No, but it is a beautiful map. I will say that. Really lovely location in Italy. And let's see what Sinister get rid of here. Assuming TBD are going to get rid of Buck. No, okay, Sinister's... Oh, sorry, it was...
Yeah, that
was.
Right
on, right on. Look, I'll pretend that I didn't make a mistake there. I haven't made a single mistake tonight, Rob.
Not one.
Not one flippin' mistake.
Not even one mistake.
No. So let's see what Sinister bans. So Buck, I mean, I've talked about that last night. I alluded to it before the game. It's just going to make vertical play on the attack a little bit more difficult. And it wouldn't be an ANZ game without a Thatcher ban. So...
So what were the other 2 games?
That wasn't ANZ. That was...
Ah, true. I just...
that was just something else, man. So yeah, ANZ likes its Thatcher bans and it loves playing Mute and Mozzie. So does the whole world right now. Information denial, wall denial. Thatcher's good at countering all that stuff. If you can't counter all that stuff, it makes it much more difficult to deal with. Mirror also taken off, a staple. And Cade, there you go. So exact same bans from last night for TBD on this map. Leaves Maestro and Echo on the table to be utilized.
Whether or not we'll see that is well and truly underway. And again, just to kind of set the scene, Sinister right now on 1 point. That is all they've been able to pull out from this entire start to the Pro League season. But when you have a look at who they've been up against, a Nixian, Fnatic, and Wildcard, top 3 teams. So there is very much potential here for them to have a late surge toward the later parts of this Pro League season. Now we will see BD head to AVG.
And they got the Goyo, which we remarked on earlier tonight. We were talking about TBD's Goyo strats on this bomb site. Duty will place two back-to-back Goyo shields in Aviator. That's they're on such angles that you can't shoot the canister from either of the doorways into B, which is nice little bit of prep work done by TBD. I guess you can use those shields as a bit of a way to block entrances and block angles in the bomb site, but also if push comes to shove, you can pop those shields, and that's area denial as well.
This looks like a very similar to what we saw from them previously, like we said, Dev.
Yeah, that's it.
Back to back, we love to see it. Now, whether TBD will be opting for any sort of roam or whether they will be trying to bunker down on the site. Right now, it looks like they're pretty free-flowing. Joker, who we know on Clubhouse yesterday, was quite aggressive, quite happy to take those kind of fights and engagements. So whether that will be the way to go here, it looks like it will be. If you style as well as across from the northern side of the building, so Sinister will just need to be aware of that, which I'm sure they already are.
And this is a bit of a contrast in terms of the attacking strategy from what we saw earlier today. Most of the rounds with the Nixie and Homeless, it was very much a map control take from the north side. Get control of the top floor on the north side. And we're seeing Sinister decide to go for a vertical take from below, get rid of these batteries and ADSs. Fisher's gonna get rid of anything he can. 2 ADSs gone. That's huge. And it will enable grenades from Nico and Ash charges from Milo to move on into the B bomb site and destroy those Goyo shields. It looks like Milo's already used 1 Ash charge just to get rid of barbed wire. I'm not sure if that's a wise decision, but it still has 3 pieces of soft breach to get rid of the Goyos.
It's a bold move, Cotton, as you would say. Now, Joker coming up the red stairs. This could be the flank that we were talking about. Could be the roam. Potential to destroy. Sinister are looking to build. Whether or not that is going to be the case is still yet to be seen. Mango's has been taken quite low, so within 2 hits, realistically 1 hit, it will be done and dusted. They've got a fair bit of information with that Maestro camp down toward 90, and that should be the opening engagement if his style can't convert, and he will be backing away.
We know Ippy Style, very aggressive player. Mixed results sometimes. I tend to notice when he plays aggression right at the start of the round, it doesn't work out. But when he has the patience and waits and then plays aggressive late round, that works out for him really well. We've seen him employ that patience so far. He doesn't get too overzealous in that gunfight. TBD are actually holding strong right now. A lot of damage dealt to multiple players, and now a thermite charge from Vinny. It's going to open up that main wall into the Aviator bomb site. So keenly watching for these flanks. Fisher has spotted the player at the top of the red stairs, and Milo's looking for an entrance here.
Bomb located by attack.
Sinister, 30 seconds. What have you got to show?
Oh, jeez. How's the timing on that from Jack Daddy? The trade should be there, and that it is. A triple kill, all left up to the IQ, and TBD will lock that out. Jack Daddy, I believe that was a 3-piece in the end after the C4 and the clearing out of the Ash coming through from 90. Very cleanly done, and a nice way to start for TBD, off on the right foot.
Yeah, nice start, and look, it was a round that went very, very much slowly. Sinister didn't take that map control on the north side, which there are 2 trains of thought. You either take north or you don't. And Sinister decided not to, which meant they didn't have control of 90. They didn't have pressure onto... Like, they wanted to go for... I don't know whether the idea was to execute onto Aviator or whether to execute onto the pool room, the gaming room. But either way, in games, you're exposed to classical hallway, you're exposed to vaults. And in Aviator, they were exposed to the top red stairs position that they didn't flush out because they didn't get control of north. So... nice ideas from Sinister, but I would have liked, especially since TBD didn't have any presence on the north side, I would have liked Sinister to at least run it out and take it, maybe even late round. They don't have to do it at the start, but take that control and start to have multifaceted pressure onto the defense.
Well, that was the problem, wasn't it? Once the IQ started to at least push in from red stairs, it was all over.
Oh, red stairs is just such a difficult position. You're trying to contest upwards through staircases. It's just not going to work.
No. and then it comes down to a quick blitz to try and make something work. So,
Yep.
again, you can see where these cams are placed from. Sinister will be able to count those rotates as they make it around. Doesn't look like we had too much of a huge roam elsewheres. However, Joker and Jack Daddy are just going to be underneath the site, one on the pulse, so they'll definitely be able to deny it, or rather gain a lot of the information once they start to rappel out on the eastern side wall outside of Master.
Saw Joker and Jack roaming downstairs on this bomb site last night when they played against Kanga to mixed results. The ability to have two C4s downstairs and information gathering can be very effective, but Fisher is on the prowl. Downstairs, he's mostly trying to get utility through the floor. He wants to take out that Mozzie drone so that they can progress forward, but he's really struggling because of the place that they've put it. Not sure if it's exactly soft in that spot where the pest is. Drones do go on ahead. Eco moving in as well with the sledge. Fisher guy downstairs. No doubt he'll be tasked with dealing with Jack Dad and Joker downstairs as well.
Should be able to get somewhat of the information that's needed. Obviously still holding that underside. There'll be no vertical play from Sinister at the very least. Not just yet. Not until they decide to dedicate a bit more of their presence down there. Maybe displace the members from TBD. Looks like Nico and Fisho guys starting to make their way across toward the outside of Master.
Progress from Sinister is fairly slow. No doubt they'll attempt to take... Well, I don't know if they're even going to try and have Master pressure at all. Maybe not. Fisher guy cautious of these players downstairs, and now they're going for Master pressure. But they'll be very exposed to Jack Daddy and Joker below. We saw how many holes Jack Dad had from below. Oh, I like this Ash charge. It's going to open up a long angle from the Astro balcony, or the Astro window rather. Nico's also coming in for the push as well. Mango's first one to go down to Vinny, but Cutie gets his frag as well.
Cutie hiding from the bathtub as well, just waiting for Nico to come around the corner. Very nicely done. Now he's caught in between a rock and a hard place. It's going to be the opening. Hopefully, no. Luna manages to find one, and eventually Cutie will go down as well. And so it brings it back, 2v3. Both players off-site right now for TBD. It's not the worst news, though. They still have those C4s in hand.
Yeah, but they're planting on one of the only places that has non-breachable floor, and as a result, Joker loses his C4 without doing anything. Jack Dad's C4 goes out to no avail. 2 versus 3 on the retake. Tough position to be in. Big ask for these two players. Didn't have any effect on the round earlier. The anchors were overrun. Joker now peeking around the corner. He might find Milo from behind. Milo's got no clue, but he gets turned on. All on Jack Dad now, and so many angles to deal with. Time ticking away. Even a drone there, and what are you doing, Nico? Who was that? Vinny. Just lying down having a snooze on the bed.
Vinny. So comfortable. So cool, so calm, so collected. And that will swing the tide back. It is going to be one apiece now, and must say that was looking like TBD actually were doing quite well up until the point where Vinny managed to capitalize on that one player that was stuck in bathroom. And from there, a slippery slope. But that's all right.
I was actually really surprised that Sinister managed to pull that off, because they last minute went for a Master pressure. TBD had spent all this time preparing holes below and had 2 players with C4s below that they could get picks on anyone pushing into Master, but that didn't work. Sinister just overran the bomb site, and they won the trading game because they had more players, because TBD had 2 guys off site. And those 2 guys off site I thought would have been able to have some kind of presence. Now, TBD will invest a lot of reinforcements onto the south side of the map near Aviator and Games. Sinister did push this side last time, and I don't think TBD put much of a fight up. They just had those Mozzie pests down with no one playing here. And this time they're going to put the Mozzie pests down again, but they'll actually play here, and Sinister won't be very much the wiser for it, because they won't be able to get their drones on and through.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Luna actually lost her drone as well there in the end of the prep phase, which does make a big difference as well if one of your key players doesn't have a drone available.
And also, all that room you just made on that drone is then lost. Oh, it's an upsetty spaghetti. That's all right. We'll see somewhat of a clear from Sinister. And let's see right now just the live droning as now Milo might start to push in with Fisho Guy. Luna already pre-placing that drone to ensure that there's no one down there. And when they hear the lack of noise, they will be alerted. And there you go, very quickly from Sinister, in fact.
It's really interesting. TBD had 2 players roaming down here last round. This time they have none. And Sinister are going to take advantage of that. Oh, lovely. Getting rid of the mute jammer, get rid of the default cam in Astro. Use of Hibana pellets going to open up an aggressive angle into Astro from the closet. Great way to put some extra pressure onto Astronomy. Nico's looking for Valk cams in here. But he knows he's not going to get C4 because his own team has control below.
One small little... the minor detail in which they didn't before, however,
wow.
That is still going to come through. Vinny gets dropped, but that's nicely done from Milo to flush out Itby style in Astronomy. And now I don't know whether they had any other control. Last time they had Cutie playing in bathroom, just sitting in the bathtub. However, that's completely changed now. Cutie's still looking to put a little bit more pressure on there. Luna knowing full well that he can hear the footsteps, rather.
TBD. It's interesting, really. Wherever TBD is holding, that's where Sinister don't push. Wherever their roam is, that's where Sinister ignore. They take control of what TBD is not putting up a fight with. And so far, I guess it's worked to some degree. Only kill TBD got was a really well-timed and aggressive C4 from Cutie, thrown over the reinforced wall. And that took out the hard breacher as well. Jackdad's downstairs, just watching to see if Luna's going to try and repel in this window. He will hear her out there. Nico also pushing in. Jack Daddy no doubt will hear that as well. He has a C4 he could toss into the bathroom. He's going to bide his time. Milo's going to flash him out. Jack Daddy actually gets fully flashed too. Milo a second one for him. And Fisho Guy to push up from below. Excellent work. That said, Joker finds the player on the window. That's Luna, but Milo's good for another entry. Just 2 left on site. Sinister 20 seconds to make it happen.
It looked very clean from Sinister to open that up. It's Mangoes with the bullet hose and shutting down Fisho Guy. The timing on Joker, he'd sat there watching it for literally half a round and it swings back. Now Mangoes, does he have the position? He might actually be able to deny this. Nope, just absolutely no chance there. And he's going to have to do it with his wit and his will, and denied any access toward that defuser.
Mangoes is actually in a really, really good position there. And it makes you wonder, if instead of trying to use that Maestro Cam to just kill the planter, if you just waited until it was 0-0-0 and then peeked in through that door and tried to shoot him, would Milo have been watching and saved his teammate?
These are the questions, Dev, that'll keep us up at night.
Good question. But hey, it was a pretty good round from Sinister. I think the thing that was really, really nice was the way that they pinched Jack Dad, who was on the Astro stairs. Use of those flashbangs from Milo and Fisher Guy pushing up from below. Fisher's been doing a good job. I like the way they've been using Fisher Guy. They have confidence in him that he can move off on his own. And there's no Thatcher because they banned it. So in order to get rid of utility, they have to go below, use the IQ. It's a substitute for the Thatcher. It doesn't work quite as effectively always, but it does work. It does do the job, and Fisher's been achieving that quite well.
Yep, would definitely back up that statement. We'll be going back across to AVG, which saw a fair bit of success for TBD on their defensive side. So it did also, I mean, not going to say it came down in individual play. However, Jack Daddy did step up quite massively, throwing out that C4 and also trading out that Ash with little to no hesitation. The time was not ticking. I reckon it would have literally would have had to have been the second in between the small lull in action. So whether we'll see Joker and Itby style play in a similar fashion off site, that's probably something I'd like to see. Not that I don't know whether it really had that much of an impact on that first round, honestly. It felt like maybe it was just precaution and Sinister were a little bit more aware of it, but it wasn't like we saw those exact players.
Yeah. I don't know, it's funny really watching Sinister because in some ways you think that they're not making a lot of progress and then they have a lot of confidence to just push in really aggressively altogether. make an entry, and that's worked. Both of their attacks that they've won, they've just taken the bomb site away from TBD. It's that Ash charge going off. Milo's destroyed a, I'm not sure what he destroyed, but it was in the middle of study, in the middle of the room. He made a hole in the floor. I don't know whether there was I don't think there was a Goyo shield there. Maybe he was even just destroying like a Mozzie Pest or something, or it might have been a Maestro camp. Hard to know. Nonetheless, Sinister are going to go for this study side push again with basically no presence at all on the north side of the map. Aggressive positions taken. It's Mangoes at the front of Classical Hallway with a shield. Takes out the drone and then he backs off.
Milo as well, as they start to take more of that study control, or rather try to. You can see those lines being held through the vertical entrance. Cutie as well. All different lines that Sinister need to be aware of, but also TBD when it comes down to it. See, no one's really willing to make the sacrifice just yet. Milo starting to take a little bit more control of long. Style still stuck on red stairs, not stuck, really just cemented on red stairs. There's been no pressure on the north side of the building, and you can see because Joker's still allowed to be there freely.
Luna's trying to cut off that rotation from the north side. Air jab down. I'm not sure if that's going to be very effective. Difficult to tell exactly where the air jab landed and exactly what kind of a rotation it cuts off. But Milo in the hallways in an aggressive position, just biding his time. 2 roamers still on that north side. Luna comes in to help the rest of her team and also deploys those Nomad charges out. Ippy style. Interesting angle he's got here. You can watch lower red stairs. He'll take out the drone, doesn't get spotted on it, but they'll know his rough position. Joker's also watching for a player to flank up. Oh, but he gets off the angle. So Ippy Star's going to cover his own backside now. Cutie gets injured on the bomb site. Sinister look like it's about time to make an entrance, and the first one to fall is Fisho. They're just starting to file in the bomb site, and it doesn't seem to be working for them. Luna and Milo, just Luna. Can't plant, can't do anything. There's the round for TBD.
Yeah, Ippy Style coming in with 2 early frags there. I would have loved to have seen where that impact was, whether it was watching directly into Aviator, had it been cutting off at 90 maybe, making that rotate back around. Regardless, Mangos does manage to finish that off as well. So I think that whatever, AVG seems to be working very, very well for TBD at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Sinister's strategy of just going for that study side take seems to be very effective. I'm not sure whether it's the fact that, maybe part of it is the fact that they're not able to kill any anchors before they just file in through the choke points onto the bomb sites. They don't have any way to open up angles, expose defenders, grenade them out, Capitao them out. They're not doing any of these things. They're not locating anchors and denying their positions with utility. They're just trying to open up angles and then try and desperately make an entrance. TBD, to their credit, aren't giving Sinister any opportunities here.
And with, I guess with that is very much a valid point. Is it did seem very dry. It did seem simple at the largest point, and considering it didn't sound like there were a lot of utility pieces being used earlier on, it's a bit of a shame. And
well, they'll go kitchen now, so
yeah.
Yeah, Sinister, they had really convincing attacks onto Stat, 2 of them in a row, and TBD have only managed to get victorious on AVG, so they're going to have to go over to kitchen. They don't want to retry Statuary. And, well, this is really a bomb site that does rely quite heavily on map control. And it makes me wonder whether Sinister will... Well, I mean, that's one philosophy. You could go for map control, open up the floor and destroy the players on site from above, or you could really just try to hard hit. And with the way TBD have been roaming, if Sinister can find a way to cut off rotations back to the bomb site from the roamers while hard hitting site, they could catch TBD off guard.
Well, right now there are 3 upstairs. Luna taking a fair bit of contact from Cutie, who was already prepared for that small little balcony. And right now we're used to Ippy Style roaming around. Joker's actually playing on site as that Legion instead, who realistically we've seen Joker be the main point of contact for the roams. Not this time. Whether that's a call, whether maybe Joker's not feeling utilized to its fullest, they can now start to just hold Sinister back. The longer that they keep them at bay, the better. And right now, Sinister haven't been able to get really too much control or information.
Yeah, TBD are just waiting, moving around the map, keeping lively. And Sinister make an entrance. Milo takes out that Leisure Mine as he gets control of Astronomy. And all the players from TBD, instead of contesting until their death, they decided to back out, vault over, and get out of dodge back to the bomb site. A lot of information for TBD. Mango's prepping a C4, just waiting for a call. 2 C4s next to each other. Bit of a misplay there. I think either one gets detonated and they'll... Oh man, that's sad.
That's very sad.
The first thing is the wrong C4 gets detonated and then that destroys the other C4. Great job from Molosca holding up a neat angle to take down Mangoes though, and that's the first kill going the way of Sinister. I think it's looking pretty good for them right now.
It certainly is, and now the vertical play is really going to keep TBD moving and consistently being displaced. Joker was trying to hold the line. Hippie Style coming in from behind. This could be massive right now. If Hippie Style finds the timing on toward Luna and also Milo.
Oh no!
Oh wow, the air jab was there as well for the support, so I don't think that was ever going to be the case. However, Cutie can now step up with the 1 and slows Vinny's progress down. Joker now adding to the tally. TBD aren't out of this just yet. It's a 2v2 out of absolutely nowhere, Dev.
It's got turned around for TBD. Flash of hope, and now just 20 seconds for Sinister to make a desperate attempt here. Luna and Nico filing down the Astro stairs. Two Mine's gonna be a thorn in their side, quite literally. That telegraphs the position so much as well. Really, it's not gonna happen. Cutie and Joker get 1 apiece, and that's the round. Successful defense for TBD.
Was that a 2 versus 5?
I think you're right.
Jeez. Yeah, it was, because Cutie opened up and then Joker found 2. Jeez, that's a very, very big round for TBD to be able to take away as well. Just considering how much control Sinister had, how much they'd been able to manipulate what they were attempting to do. The vertical play, the pulse, you thought that was the perfect situation, having the pulse in that exact scenario, and it actually worked against them.
It did, yeah. But at the end of the day, TBD making a couple mistakes there at the start didn't make the difference, and they'll head over to Trophy Stat as it's now. Really, they don't have much choice here. Aviator's locked because they won that 2 rounds ago. Kitchen's locked because they just won it now. They've lost Statuary twice so far, and if Sinister can keep up their pace attacking this bomb site, it's likely we're going to end up at a 3-3 even half.
The setup, the more important side of this, can really come down to that the tension on the knife's edge for the first half. We're going to see TBD walk away with that 2-round advantage, or are we just going to go in even Stevens?
It looks like TBD made a couple of different modifications. They're not bringing Jack and Joker on Pulse and Mozzie. Joker's moved over onto the Ella. Makes me wonder, because last time there were 2 different ways that TBD held this. They had 3 people on site and 3 people on site, 2 people below the site in Kitchen, the 2 roamers. It was Pulse and Mozzie. Or they went 3 people on site and 2 people roaming on the south side of the map. And I'm not sure which one they're going to go for, but every time they roamed somewhere, Sinister just pushed elsewhere. Now, Sinister are going to go downstairs, try and get that control. That's actually disgusting from Hippie Style. Actually disgusting.
I'm not going to lie, I stretched my neck for 2 seconds and lost it.
It was just the dirtiest angle you've ever seen.
I don't want to see it again, do I?
No, it's disgusting.
It's not
like
clean.
it's like all of these tiny little bullet holes through the desk in Astro. It's just disgusting.
It's not fair.
No.
All right, now, I must admit, it feels like every time that we've seen Sinister start to approach a site, Bisho guy or the IQ, whoever's been playing the IQ, has had quite a large impact with that detector. Been able to take down a lot of the utility early on. It'd be style in behind enemy lines, and now they don't have that drone They don't know that Ippy Style's so close. He's going to be able to drop one and maybe the second as well. He'll get away as well.
Milo's job there was just to cover Fisho. And I guess he scared Ippy Style off, but not getting that kill is huge. And now Milo also doesn't have his soft breach, which could be used to dislodge the position that Ippy Style will be wanting to play in Astro. You'd usually use that soft breach to either destroy the desk or destroy below the desk from under Astro stairs. Ippy Style, I think maybe he feels a bit too vulnerable, low on HP, so he's not going to play aggressive in Astro. But Jackdad's still on the roam here. Down in Library, and the question is, how will Sinister attempt this? Nico looking to take Astro, but he's not going to drone it. Might not have a drone. He's just looking for any utility to take out. You can see TBD still have control of that south side.
Yep. They're nicely spread as well. Vinny now starting to make a little bit more of the master control. Joke and will be starting to rotate back across. Same too with Jack Daddy. This is going to come down to a pinch with a 5-on-5. Jack Daddy will be going down. That is one of the C4s off the board, so it's one less thing they've got to worry about as they make their way in 25 seconds. Cuty's going to hold tight with that shotgun. Luna just trying to find anything possible, just a free kill, any sort of damage. Nico might have to start picking up the pace as well as they start to take more of Astronomy. You can see Luna outside the window as well. Fisho guy, they're all going to have to push in from this one position. They're all stuck in Astronomy. There's so much desperation. Cutie just holds on the line, but they've been allowed to push in for free. Mangos holds down the line with Ippy Style, and Sinister cannot make it past the wall of bullets. TBD end up 4-2 in the half.
It was just so quiet there for Sinister, and the bomb site that they've attacked successfully twice so far, they can't replicate a third time. And I guess the recipe for TBD, no hard contest downstairs early in the round. Let them think that they've got it and then execute flanks. It worked for Ippy Style, took out Milo. Now that wasn't huge, but it meant that then they could retreat back to the bomb site and let Sinister be their own worst enemy.
Yep.
Let the time tick away until there was nothing left for Sinister to salvage.
Just withered away so quickly. Luna, smoke for the Goryo.
Similar operators in some ways. Both can be area denial, but they achieve that in very different ways.
I actually didn't see where they were headed. Did you?
Aviator.
Aviator?
Yeah. It's funny, I actually wrote it down at the end of last round. Before this round ops selection started, I wrote down Aviator based on a guess, and I was right. So I get a gold star.
You're right again.
I know. I get a gold star.
Doing well tonight, Dev. Now, Sinister, I feel as though Sinister have had a very good first half, and I don't think this scoreline is a fair reflection.
Yeah, it's just those two back-to-back wins.
Yes.
Maybe a
those
false.
last two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives false insecurity to TBD that they might be playing better than what they are right now. And that's not to say that TBD aren't playing well. I want to make sure that I say that outright to begin with. But it does feel as though Sinister had a very good second last round and they just let it slip. Again, we said this on the broadcast last night though, Dev, it's the 1%ers.
Yeah, well also TBD yesterday, they didn't drop a single defense round when they were playing against Kanga. Now in contrast, Sinister have already taken 2 away and now Sinister on their own defense. Ippy Style's the first to fall. That entry frag are not successful here. Milo's roam's too good for it. Revenge for last round where Ippy Style killed Milo on the flank.
I wonder how much time Milo is going to end up wasting here. Because those reinforced walls are going to make it a lot harder for TBD to try and open up with an engagement. And he can realistically just wait to see who's going to push him. I'm pretty sure they've got cover in toward Trophy as well. So crossfires have been set and established.
Good information gathering from the defense, and Nico here to back up Milo as well. But he haven't really made any huge strides so far. I think they're still figuring out what they'd like to do, and it looks like there may be a rotation away from that map clear. Cutie, if he repels on this window, he could well cut off some rotations of Sinister, prevent those players who are playing aggressively on the north side from rotating back, and there's 2 of them right now. Cutie's going to have a drone to watch those rotations. Mango's rotating over to the study side as well. Jack Daddy will have to go below to get rid of any mute jammers, preventing Mangoes opening the walls. That's totally doable though.
Now they can start to actually put a little bit more attention in towards study and on toward that site. There's a minute left. And TBD did not achieve much across, like you were saying, Dev, to that northern side. However, here comes Jack Daddy, and this is what we were talking. This is literally what you were just talking about now. He's going to do this uncontested as well.
Gets rid of that mute jammer. That'll allow Hibana to detonate those pellets, but not if she's dead. You can thank Vinny for that one. Not sure what the idea was there for the Hibana, but the diffuser dropped. He pushed up so aggressively, and that's a huge blunder for Mangoes. Now the main wall won't be opened, but Cutie's going to start doing some work, repelling on the 90 window. He finds one. Jack Dad has to get this diffuser back. He's worried about these angles. Joker's going to find one too. Man, how is TBD allowed to claw this back? 3v2 and Jack Dad has the bomb site. Luna's there to contest and can get the diffuser down the floor. Almost good for two, but Cutie here to clean up the pieces. He's the last one. Fisho guy surely won't let it happen. What was that?
That is dirty from Fisho guy and way too close for comfort for TBD in that situation. That was not something that you want to be seeing happening. Right, sorry, not for TBD. That was too close for Sinister. Sinister had so much control then. One, they had the diffuser. Two, they had two players watching the long hallway there. And still, they managed to pull their way back into that. Luna nearly shut that round down single-handedly there.
Fisho guy to close it out. Man, that was a worrying round. And look, I hate to harp on specific players or specific plays, but I thought TBD were in a really good position to take that round when when Jack Dad took out that mute jammer from below and Mangoes was ready to detonate that Hibana pellet on that main wall, exposing positions onto the bomb side that TBD could exploit, because TBD also had numbers at that point as well. But I don't know whether there was an impact trick to destroy the Hibana pellets that made Mangoes decide to do what he did, but he pushed up classical hallway solo with diffuser as the Hibana who hadn't opened up the main wall yet. And man, that just was a huge mistake in my eyes.
Could have cost them the round there.
I mean, it did cost them the round in my opinion. Not saying
regardless of how closely they brought that one back.
Yeah, and they did get so close. Cutie found a kill on players rotating. We had, even Jack Daddy had a good entry. Imagine if Mangoes was alive for that. Imagine if Mangoes had opened up those holes for that.
Would have been a completely different scenario. TBD are all going to start from the eastern side now. Hacking in towards Stat Street. Hoping for a little bit more success than the prior round. Now this will be interesting to see. There's no one really underneath. Also it seems absolutely nothing on that bottom floor. So Jack Daddy should be able to get under there uncontested with that IQ. They'll be able to spot out the ADSs that are down at the moment, the mute jammers. Maybe anything that the Mozzie finds, but Fisho guy gets given a free kill as Zippy Style tries to repel onto that outside wall of Astronomy. Not what you like to see. Looked like an early Goyo shield as well going down, so the Vulcan bursting.
There's a good impact trick, I think, there. Not sure if it was successful. Ooh, 2 ADSs taken out. That's really good for Jack Dad. So yeah, okay, there was a small amount of the wall opened up by the Hibana. Really good drone placement in Statuary. A lot of information late round that'll be essential, helping out the attackers make an entry. They haven't had such good entries so far, TBD. Hippie Style taking out first 2 rounds in a row, yet to warm up on this attacking half.
So, Astronomy being double held there. Vinny looks like he might just be backing away toward the desk as the player on the shoulder has referred back in toward Troph. And TBD, for all of their efforts and all their hurrahs, now this is where their money needs to be made.
This is good. Mangoes, despite that impact trick earlier, actually managed to make a walkable hole or a crouchable hole here. And there's a lot of time left. Numbers disadvantaged, but Vinny's low and TBD have ticked off a lot of the components needed for this push.
Jeez, Vinny, lucky to be alive in that instance. They've been able to flush him out from behind the desk, and that's exactly the position that Mangos is in, waiting to capitalize. They're going to storm Astronomy as well, and they might continue to push. A complete oversight from Milo, who was not expecting that.
Oh,
Fisho
no!
Guy now needs to hold the Goyo. Manages to actually capture one. Fisho Guy steps up for a 3K, and now Jack Daddy needs to respond in kind.
Completely turning this round on its head. Now Jack Dad has to step up. That Evil Eye will ping out his position. You can hear him constantly getting pinged. He does have the diffuser in hand. Going for the plant here, Luna. She's alone here. Doesn't know that exact position. Pre-fires the wrong spot. Surely there was a call from that Maestro camera. And now here, Jack Daddy's good for one. Can Luna shut this down, or is Jack Daddy really going to clutch this? He goes downstairs. He's going to use the IQ scanner to shoot her through the floor. No, he's going to rotate up. But Luna gets off. It's a 1 versus 1, and this is such an important moment.
Oh, no.
Nico goes back downstairs. Come on, man. This is a ring around the rosy. And Nico just has no time left at this point. Jack Dad just going to hold on. And he's clutched this round for his team. Despite the best efforts of Fisho Guy, Jack Daddy makes the difference. And that's the round for TBD.
Oh, my word.
Dude, I can't believe...
3-piece for Fisho Guy.
I can't believe he clawed that back. That's ridiculous. What I thought he was going to do, I got really excited.
I saw that.
What I thought he was going to do, and this is something I think it was Macy J did in a YouTube video, and I've seen it in Pro League before. The IQ electric scanner, when a defender uses the counter diffuse gadget, IQ can see that gadget through the floor, and so you can see when they're diffusing. While completely safe on the floor below and shoot them through the floor with the pistol.
I think everyone could hear your excitement.
Oh, no. And
that
would have been so cool, but...
I only assumed that because you were getting so hype. I was like, that's wild.
I mean, it's so cool, and it's a very creative way to use the gadget. But look, Jack Daddy, didn't matter anyway. A bit of a weird moment for Nico to chase down below, but maybe he did that because he thought Jack Dad was going to...
Yeah,
because if Jack Dad was going to do that move with the IQ scanner, the only way to counter that for Nico would be to go downstairs and kill it. Like, you can't just leave him downstairs. Maybe you could open a hole in the floor so that if he does try that, you could shoot him back, but yeah, very difficult.
Now, this has put Sinister in quite the spot. It has just been a game of inches for them right now, and unfortunately, it has not been going too well. A 3-5 scoreline realistically should be in their favor.
Yeah, and even if TBD can't win on Kitchen here, and even if they can't win on Kitchen and then can't win on Aviator, which they got really close to winning last time, then they're still going to draw up this game because they're going to get to try Statchery once again later, assuming they can hold out on Stat. So, it's... Look, Sinister got a lot to prove on their defenses. Decided not to go back and retry Statchery though.
So it looks like TBD are going to go for that top-down clear at the moment. Ippy style just sitting around toward the outside of Astronomy wall. And they might even go for the full south to north clear. Seems to be what it looks like. 2 or 3 players across in study there. Just on the outside, it looks like it's just the 2 for now, but they will be live droned in, so you can see Joker now just spreading out a little bit further. Jack Daddy obviously doing the due diligence and toward game.
Drones out that nicely, and yeah, as you said, Jack Dad and Joker both inside the building. Ooh, this is a C4 for Fisho. Where is he looking to find this one? Nothing.
No cigar.
Yep, close, but... This show guy went mad with this shotgun previously. Milo's upstairs, just holding on inside of Statchery. Reinforced walls to help him hold upstairs. And Mango's on the balcony, likely attempting to open up this wall. And it looks like TBD is going to back on out.
You can see Sinister there. They made that decision so quickly. The second they hear those Habana pallets starting to, X-Cairo starting to detonate, they are out skis, and Jack Daddy was hot on the heels, so They have well and truly cleared this out. TBD, still with a minute left, have completely taken control of that top floor. Joker still sitting on the backside to ensure there's no flanks as well. So Sinister, they're almost stuck toward the inner parts of the site here, but probably not the worst place to be either. That's cheeky from Fisher as well, making a little cave for himself.
Yeah. Still got some good spots, but Jack Dad finds that first kill. Vinny's out. Must have been through the floor there. Lots of good angles to utilize. Jack Dad done good work with that G8.
Here further arrows going off as well, opening up further lines.
It's a waiting game for Sinister right now, but TBD just keep attempting to open up holes in the floor. This drone downstairs will help a lot.
Yeah.
Give the call to Jack Dad of where these players are, and he barely misses one. Oh, he spots out the feet. Lands enough shots to get the kill there. Nico goes down, but there's a fight back there from Fisho and Milo.
Gonna have to hold. Fisho guy gonna have to go absolutely massive right now. Milo, are they in a position to do this? They're gonna have to try and stick this. Itby style takes down Fisho. It's all onto Milo. Has to try and retake the site and the diffuser. Finds the backside. Almost was given a free kill. Manages to drop one low, but can't find the second as they make their way behind the site. Quite a cluster of rounds toward the end, but overall, really nicely done from TBD.
Got so very close near the end of it, but the fact that they kept clawing back those picks put themselves even further in that numbers advantage. And man, it did get close for Milo there. It looked like if he had enough bullets, he could have taken the fight to Itby style there and been on a 1v1 with Jack, but no, not to be. And TBD are on match point here. 7-3 is on the cards if Sinister can't hold out, but they can go and retry Aviator Games, which is the only bomb site they've successfully defended so far, and thus they'll try it again. It did get very close last time, and I was of the mind that if Mangoes hadn't thrown his life away, TBD would have won that round. So maybe this could favor TBD.
Now with one round in it, Sinister, I'm sure they would not be too happy with how this has panned out. You know that they could have done a lot better. There are just so many rounds that have slipped away at the fingers. Again though, they've, in the same breath, they haven't given up without a fight at the very least. So Villa looking like it will be slipping into the hands of TBD right now, which I believe this was quote-unquote Sinister's map pick. In a best-of-one format, it is kind of hard to talk about a team's map pick, but for now that's what we tend to look at.
Again, they had the choice, right?
Yes.
I can't remember what the other map they...
I think it was Cafe.
Cafe. This or Cafe. Yeah, and Sinister, man, well, they've got another map after this to play, so at the very least, see what you can learn about TBD from this game and take that into map 2. Mangoes, did he successfully open that wall? I heard the Hibana pellets fizzling, but I didn't see.
Already? Surely.
Surely not.
Surely not, Dev.
As long as the mute... I mean, if they were... no, maybe not. I don't know whether they were... whether I was just hearing things. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, he's got all the X-Kairos. Yep, I'm just hearing things.
Just hearing things, Dev. You're going crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I just won't do what the voices inside my head tell me.
Just...
They speak to me.
Jesus. Help. Help. All right, well, looks like the guy manages to make it back in toward Aviator without anyone spotting it, fortunately enough. And exact opening toward Classic Hallway has been to the detriment of TBD before. It wasn't Mangoes, I believe, in this position, but it was someone it was the Hibana that just overextended their welcome. Popped their head in for some sugar, but sugar too sweet.
Yeah.
Well,
no, it's good. I like it. So, Mangoes still has... Okay, there you go. He's opened up that main angle. Itby Style's going to try to utilize that, but the player on top of the table will get taken out. Great job from Mangoes. He's having a lot more success this time. This is the position he died in last time, but things seem to be working all in the favor of TBD. Vinny really needs to find a kill here to open things up for his team, but he's caught between two positions. Needs to win this gunfight one way or another. Plant going down, no possibility to deny it for Vinny. This looks like it could be the match point TBD's been looking for, unless if Milo can go massive. 1-on-5, Plant goes down, can't find a thing, and that's TBD for the map.
Jeez, that was... I feel like toward the end there, that got so anticlimactic. TBD just came out swinging in that second half. What did the first half finish? 2-4, I think it was, and then it's just completely gone out. A blowout for TBD. Sinister as well. They were in with some good rounds, but just no conversion toward the end, and that really hurt them.
Yeah, that's it. Once again, 11 kills for Ippy Style. Same for Milo and Fisho. Funny, Ippy Style, he didn't get very many opening kills. He got quite a few opening deaths, and yet he's always out-fragging most of the rest of his team and doing really well. I find that really interesting. And it's just something I've noticed.